magic is ice make. Gray was an orphan and was found by after his village was destroyed by Deliora. When found him, he wanted to learn magic so he could one day defeat Deliora. Also had another student named Leon. Gray then picked up unusual habit of stripping, which disturbed Lucy when he asked her to borrow her underwear.
That was so funny.
No! My Gray!
Hey,
I will not lose to Lucy!
You weren't there when I asked for this, so...
Yeah, maybe next time he'll ask for Juvia's underwear and she'll probably give it to him.
I don't think so.
Yeah. Okay. Ice Make is known as a type of elemental maker magic. Ice Make can make defensive or offensive magic depending on what the mage needs. Or the mage can simply change their surroundings by turning something like the floor into ice. There are two types of ice magic. Static ice make, which is creating weapons or affecting the environment. The second is known as dynamic ice make. Ice make magic is where you can create animate objects such as animals. Gray uses his magic by casting with both hands, as he was taught by Earth, that one-handed ice make magic is unstable. Gray's ice make magic would be known as static ice make magic, as he makes shields and weapons to protect himself or those around him. His top 10 spells are Ice Make Battle Axe, Ice Make Bow, which also includes Ice Make Arrow, and Ice Make Super Freeze Arrow. Ice Make Cannon, Ice Make Death Scythe, Ice Make Dummy. I wonder if he makes a...
No, he makes a replacement replica.
No. Yeah.
Like a substitution.
Substitution no tutu with ice.
Yeah.
Yep. Ice Make Lance, Ice Make Shield, Ice Make Fishnet, Ice Make Floor, and Ice Make Geyser.
How does ice make a fishnet?
Very, very cold net.
I have no idea. I actually looked for a photo of Ice Make Fishnet and I didn't find it.
It's actually
like
Gray's so powerful!
It was actually seen in episode 9. It's just like a giant long range, so sort of like a mist of ice that's supposed to cover long ranges. Just like how you would catch a fish with a fish net, just with ice.
Alright, so that does it for Charles' magical education, and we are going to move on to cooking with Elfman.
Alright, today I'm going to teach you how to cook a bacon tomato cheese toast.
I want.
That sounds so nummy. I want that. I like that.
Tomatoes and I'm game.
Some tomatoes, of course, and the bacon. Maybe, just maybe, 4 slices of Texas toast. Unless you want to get more, then you want to preheat the oven to 400 degrees, just to start it off. Now, first thing you do is you core your tomatoes and thinly slice them. Afterwards, you place in a colander, which is pretty much a drainer, essentially.
Colander, yeah.
You place in a colander in the sink, and you sprinkle about half a teaspoon of salt and let it drain for at least 15 minutes. Meanwhile, while you're doing this, you want to cook your bacon in a large skillet over medium heat until it's about crisp, which is about 10 minutes, essentially. Afterwards, you transfer to a paper towel-lined plate. Then, you pour off and reserve the baking drippings, leaving about 1 tablespoon in the skillet, for which you toast the bread on until it's golden.
You're making my stomach growl, and I just ate dinner.
After at least one side is golden, you place the bread toasted side down on a baking sheet. Now, you're going to need cheese and mayonnaise, or possibly salad dressing if you don't like mayonnaise, but then why are you doing this? Along with scallions and parsley in a bowl. You spread the cheese mixture on the toast, reserving about 1/3 cups, and afterwards you crumble the bacon on top of the toast. Allow it to get everywhere. Check any excess fluid from the tomatoes, and you distribute zucchini and tomatoes amongst the toast. Dot with the reserved cheese mixture and season with pepper. And afterwards, you bake until golden brown for about 15 to 20 minutes. Bake every toast, every little toast.
Oh.
Usually it makes about 4 to 8.
Made me hungry!
Damn it, Elfman.
It's pretty quick, and it's really, really healthy for you, too.
Wow. So that is another tasty time with Elfman and his cooking.
Tune in next time for bacon-covered dongo.
I hate you. I can't even make a trip.
God.
We will move on to Lisanna's art pick of the week from Redis's gallery.
And I'm going to welcome you all to Redis's gallery. The picture I picked out for today is titled Fairy Tale Team Power. Yeah.
Have the power.
It's actually a pretty impressive picture. You know, they didn't use pure black lines for everything. Kind of gave it a more natural feel. The expressions and the face structures are very similar, but just like barely different from the original style, that being most apparent obvious in Natsu's face.
And the fact that Happy is fat.
Yeah, that Happy is fat.
He gained some pounds.
That boy ate some
That fish.
cheeseburgers.
Too much fish.
That fish is good for you.
Fish burger.
He visited icanhasacheeseburger.com.
The skin looks great. The effect on the fire and ice look pretty cool. And, you know, I have a thing for pictures that are done digitally that kind of look like paint. Alright, now I guess we're gonna go into the thumbs up or thumbs down for this. Elfman.
Thumbs up!
Gray.
Thumbs up.
Natsu.
I say thumbs up too.
Juvia.
Thumbs up.
Charle.
Thumbs up.
Loki.
Thumbs up.
And Mira.
Thumbs up.
So, give me one thing you liked or disliked about this picture. Elfman.
All the swooshiness of the effect. It's like, fire, not fire.
Squiggly
Not.
lines.
Gray.
Fat happy.
Natsu.
Fire.
Juvia.
I like Gray's eyes.
Of course you do.
Of course you do. Charle.
I like the fact that Lucy actually looks like Edalus Lucy.
Yes, he does.
And her face expression. It doesn't look like Lucy, it looks like Edalus Lucy.
She's about to do the half Nelson on Natsu. That's going to be great.
Loki.
I actually like how Lucy looks in this picture, yes.
And Mira.
The happy definitely was amazing.
The happy.
The happy.
The
The
happy.
He's fat enough that he now has D in front of it.
Give me one word to describe this picture. Elfman.
Bougie, bougie.
Gray.
Chubby.
Natsu.
Flamer.
Tay. Juvia.
Gray.
Charle.
Oh, hilarious!
Loki.
Boobs. Specifically Lucy's boobs.
Fine. Mira.
Pretty.
That's going to wrap us up for this segment. I'm going to give it back to Natsu.
Alright, and we will now move on to the manga recap. Alright, so this week's chapter is chapter 243, and it's called Mistakes and Experience. And this week we have Redis and Vigitor and Nab on the cover. Doesn't give me details about the three of them. Redis is, of course, an artist. He has a sketchbook. Nab, the only thing I really know about Nab is that he stands in front of the request board forever and a day before taking a job. And Vigitor dances. That's all I know about Vigitor. Alright, the Daruma doll has fallen over? What? Ah, Naruhodo translated this.
Naruhodo.
Naruhodo. A former comrade is the ultimate enemy. Hades' fairy tale versus McArov's fairy tale. With their bonds and pride on the line, the fierce bloody battle is about to begin.
Come anytime you're ready. McArov's babies.
I kind of look like the epic pose they all have in the rain. They're just like pose, pose, pose.
Dun-dun-dun-dun.
And now we move on. What? You come down here! I like how he starts going into his fit. Natsu's still Natsu no matter what.
How cocky.
He handled Master.
If we can defeat that guy, everyone would be able to leave this island, right?
Of course. All of us would be free to go.
Happy, I have a favor to ask you guys.
Why?
I want you to search this ship for whatever looks like its power source and destroy it.
If it starts to fly by any chance, Natsu would have serious problems.
For now, you should use Troya on yourself.
Okay. You can leave it to us.
Shall we get started then?
Let's do it! Ah!
He has a creepy face there.
Yeah, he does.
Be careful, Mindy.
You too, Charle.
We're going too. We'll get in from the bilge. He's even more powerful a mage than Master. We have to be fighting at full power from the very start.
Okay.
Give it everything you've got.
No time to think about the past or the future. Just focus on now.
I'm finally going to get to smack that bastard! I'm all fired up! Hades! Eat the power of fairy tale!
Nom nom nom.
Ow.
I bet it's tasty.
The power of fairy tale.
Yeah. Bitch.
I like this. Epic swip, swip. They're like right there immediately. Like he still hasn't. And then he has like epic shock face because they like fucking appeared over there. Alright, new sexy outfit for Erza and badass new ability for Gray.
Power up no jutsu.
Bad power of Jujutsu. Alright, here we go.
Black Wing Moon Glimpse!
Cold Excalibur.
This is awesome for just being one panel for the whole page.
I grew a giant sword.
Open. Taurus gate. Taurus!
Like a good neighbor, Moo Moo is there. And can I get a ham sandwich?
I want a sandwich.
Alright, she's paying attention to cow ass, and I'm sitting here looking at the frillies going on Lucy's boobs.
I was too.
Good girl.
He's an ice
All right.
skater now.
Yes. See?
And then...
I'll enchant the attack power, defensive power, and speed of everyone's magic. Arms X, armor X, Vernier.
Power boost, defense boost, speed boost. Yeah!
This is just like last night's raid.
And then look, they went Super Saiyan.
Ah!
But it's different with Erza because when she goes Super Saiyan, her hair doesn't grow, just her boobies.
Oh, you're
Which is-
right.
Which is exactly what I needed it to do anyway.
Tickle bitties.
I like how he dodges, it says whiff whiff.
It's like he's smelling it.
So apparently he stole the rabbit from Dean Angel.
He's trying to smell her boobies.
You're going to be that relentless.
Whoosh. Now you have to say, Got you! No Yogeki! And yes, I have to do all of this, and then slicing of the chain. I like that he gets grabbed in the back of the head and just yanked, and I love his expression when that happens too. It's so funny. look at his like epic shock face again. Naruto! Translated this.
Chaka!
Alright, here we go. I like that we've got a Grey Natsu unison raid about to happen here.
Yayo! Natsu!
Oh!
Let's go!
She looks so cute.
She's like, you?
Sky Dragons roar!
Scorpion!
We are!
Bitches.
We are bitches.
Dude, there's totally fang over fang going on.
There it is!
Suga!
Actually, this is
Natsuga.
unison. This is unison raid with a flaming Natsu inside.
Gay.
It still looks like fang over fang there.
It does. Alright, come on.
Unison raid?
He's surprised, yes. And then Natsu charging through the attack. Karyu no Kenkaku! Epic flaming headbutt of doom. That's what this is. And then he gets knocked back and everybody's like, oh shit, that was a lot of power. You see all this destruction? And okay. When you saw the destruction that was going on page 17, how many people were right there with me thinking, man, that was an awesome attack, but it didn't do shit?
Well, I thought there had to be a twist to it.
Yeah, I was like, okay, now let's move on to the next page and see how much it didn't affect him.
This is a final boss. This doesn't end so easily.